Veterans on the Lake Resort in the small town of Winton outside of Ely fills up every August with sled hockey players coming from everywhere from Manitoba to New Mexico. As Dave Anderson reports, they learn about their favorite sport while also absorbing other life skills.
Every now and then, even the hardest core hockey player has to get off the hard ice and onto some softer water. Sled hockey is a fast-paced sport for the differently abled. Many of those athletes meet every year at the annual Boundary Water Sled Hockey Combine Camp near Winton, Minnesota, where they practice more than just hockey.
Not only the hockey skills, but other things that help make our young athletes resilient, independent, and we try and teach them skills to live a healthy lifestyle beyond hockey.
Those skills included boating safety lessons for my comrades in the Coast Guard Auxiliary and a little paddle skill learned on a canoe trip into the Boundary Waters on Fall and Newton Lakes. Defenseman Austin Clark from Hudson, Wisconsin likes the non-hockey parts of the camp.
Yeah, every little bit, it's more information to pick up. The canoe trip that we just did today, it builds camaraderie among your teammates.
Along with 12 hours of actual ice time, the camp also has sessions on weight training and even yoga. This year's camp featured several Paralympians and goalie Hope McGelkey from Bismarck, North Dakota, who is on the U.S. Women's National Sled Hockey Team. She's attended the camp several times.
I never miss it. As long as I can make it and it's good, I'm like, okay, this is definitely penciled into my calendar every year.
The Boundary Water Sled Hockey Camp happens the first week of August every year since 2018. In Winton, Dave Anderson, Northern News Now.
The camp is put on by the Hendrickson Foundation. That organization is named after Larry Hendrickson, who was a hockey coach and is in the Minnesota Coaches Hall of Fame. He passed away back in 2018.